when a 44-year-old motorcycle mechanic in Beckley, West Virginia, noticed an 8-year-old boy sitting on the curb outside his shop for the third day in a row. Same spot, same time, same backpack between his feet, same look on his face, like he was waiting for something that wasn't coming. He walked outside with a bottle of water and asked a simple question that changed both their lives. "Kid, why do you keep sitting out here?" And the boy looked up and said 4 words so calmly, so matter-of-factly, like he was reading the weather. "My mom left Monday." Not, "My mom left this morning." Not, "My mom went to work." "My mom left Monday." And it was Thursday. Peele's Cycle Works sat on a dead-end stretch of Harper Road between a closed-down car wash and a self-storage lot. It was the kind of shop that didn't advertise because it didn't need to. Everyone in Raleigh County who rode knew where it was. A cinder block building with 2 bay doors, a gravel lot, and a hand-painted sign that had been there longer than most of the businesses on the road. Motorcycles lined up outside, the smell of chain lube and exhaust. A shop dog, a one-eared pit mix named Diesel, sleeping in the sun by the door. Peele Granger ran the shop. His real name was Patrick, but nobody had called him that since he was 19, and got the road name Peele because he could peel out on a Sportster faster than anyone in the chapter. He was 44, 6 feet even, 230 pounds, with a red beard going gray, and hands that were permanently stained with grease no matter how many times he washed them. He'd been turning wrenches since he was 15, opened the shop at 28, and hadn't taken a vacation in 16 years. He rode as president of the Raleigh Ridge MC, an 11-member club that met every Thursday at the VFW Hall on Robert C. Byrd Drive. Subscribe to Asphalt Angels and hit that notification bell, because this story starts with a boy on a curb and a question that took 3 days too long to ask. Monday afternoon, Peele noticed the boy for the first time. Sitting on the curb across from the shop, backpack at his feet, watching the traffic on Harper Road. Peele figured he was waiting for a ride. Kids wait for rides. It happens. Tuesday afternoon, the boy was back. Same spot, same backpack, same quiet stillness. Peele looked out the bay door between jobs and thought, that kid's here again. Then a customer came in with a blown-head gasket on a Softail, and Peele forgot about it. Wednesday afternoon, the boy was back again. This time, Diesel walked across the gravel lot and sat down next to him. The boy scratched Diesel behind his one good ear, and Diesel leaned into him, and they sat there together for 2 hours. Peele watched from the shop. Something wasn't right. Kids don't sit on curbs for 2 hours unless they have nowhere else to go. Thursday afternoon, day 4, Peele grabbed a water bottle from the shop fridge, walked across the lot, and sat down on the curb next to the boy. Diesel was already there, head in the boy's lap. "You like my dog? He's nice. He sits with me. He's a good judge of character. What's your name?" "Wyatt. Wyatt Blankenship." "Wyatt, I'm Peele. I own the shop across the lot. I've seen you out here every day this week. You waiting for somebody?" "I was, but I don't think she's coming." "Who?" "My mom. She left Monday. She said she was going to the store. She didn't come back. I waited at the apartment all day Monday, all day Tuesday. Wednesday I came here because I can see the road, and I thought maybe if I watched long enough I'd see her car. But I haven't seen her car." Peele set the water bottle between them. "Where's your apartment?" "Stonewall Apartments, Building C, Apartment 7. It's right up the hill." He pointed behind the shop toward a row of brick apartment buildings visible through the trees. "Is anyone else at the apartment?" "No, it's just me and my mom. My dad left when I was 3. I don't have brothers or sisters. It's just been us." "Wyatt, have you eaten today?" The boy looked at the water bottle like it was the most important thing in the world. I had cereal Monday night and Tuesday morning. Then the milk went bad. I had peanut butter on Wednesday. I ran out of peanut butter this morning. There's ketchup and mustard and half a bag of rice, but I don't know how to cook rice. If this story has touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And subscribe to Asphalt Angels. Because an 8-year-old boy rationed cereal and peanut butter for 3 days, and then walked to the nearest place where he could see the road, hoping his mother's car would appear. Peele stood up. "Come on." "Where?" "Inside. I've got a microwave and leftover pizza from lunch. You're going to eat something and then we're going to figure this out." Wyatt picked up his backpack, carefully, like everything he owned was in it, because everything he owned was in it, and followed Peele across the gravel lot into the shop. Diesel followed them both. Inside, Peele heated up 3 slices of pepperoni pizza and watched the boy eat. Not fast, not desperate, methodical. Small bites, chewing completely, setting the slice down between bites. This was a kid who had learned to make food last because he didn't know when the next meal was coming. 8 years old, and he ate like someone who'd been hungry before. Not just this week. Before. "Wyatt, I'm going to ask you something and I want you to tell me the truth. Has your mom left before?" The boy finished chewing, set the pizza down. "Yes." "How many times?" 3. "First time I was 6. She was gone 2 days. The neighbor, Mrs. Keller in apartment 9, she watched me. Second time I was 7. She was gone 5 days. Mrs. Keller called someone. A lady came to the apartment and asked me a bunch of questions, and then my mom came back and was really nice for a while, and the lady stopped coming. Third time is now." "Where does she go?" "I don't know. She doesn't tell me. She just says she'll be right back, and then she doesn't come back. The first 2 times she came back. She always came back. She cries when she comes back, and she says she's sorry, and she hugs me really tight, and she means it. I know she means it. She loves me. She leaves." That was the part that made Peele's throat close. She loves me. She just leaves. An 8-year-old boy defending his mother while sitting in a stranger's motorcycle shop eating leftover pizza because his mother had been gone 4 days and the cereal and peanut butter were gone and he didn't know how to cook rice. If you're watching this story, hit that hype button right now. It's free, takes 1 second, and helps these stories reach the people who need them. Now, back to the story. Peele called 911. Not because he wanted Wyatt's mother arrested, because there was an 8-year-old boy who'd been alone in an apartment for 4 days, and someone with authority needed to know. I'm at Peele's Cycle Works on Harper Road in Beckley. I've got an 8-year-old boy named Wyatt Blankenship who says his mother left their apartment on Monday and hasn't returned. The boy's been alone since then. He's out of food. He's physically fine. No injuries, no distress. He's safe with me right now. The apartment is at Stonewall Apartments, Building C, number 7. I need someone here. Is the child in any immediate danger? Not anymore, but he's been alone for 4 days. He's 8. We'll send a unit and contact CPS. While they waited, Peele texted the Raleigh Ridge group chat. Got a situation at the shop. 8-year-old kid, mom's been gone since Monday. Kid's been sitting on my curb for 3 days. Cops and CPS on the way. Need someone to run to the store. Kid needs real food. Brindle, the club's VP, a roofer, responded, What kind of food? He's 8. Whatever 8-year-olds eat. Sandwiches, fruit, juice boxes. Use your head. Brindle showed up 20 minutes later with 4 grocery bags. Ham, bread, apples, string cheese, Capri Suns, a box of goldfish crackers, a gallon of milk, and, for reasons only Brindle understood, a watermelon. He didn't ask for a watermelon, Peele said. Every kid likes watermelon. Wyatt looked at the grocery bags like Christmas morning, not because of the food, because someone had gone to a store for him. Someone had thought about what he might want to eat and then driven somewhere and bought it and brought it back. The watermelon made him laugh. First time Peele had heard the boy laugh in 4 days of seeing him on that curb. The deputy arrived. Then a CPS caseworker, a woman named Terry Klein, who'd been doing this work for 12 years and whose face went through 3 different emotions in 2 seconds when she saw an 8-year-old boy in a motorcycle shop eating a ham sandwich while a one-eared pit bull sat at his feet. "Wyatt, I'm Terry. I'm here to help you. Are you going to ask me questions like the lady last time? I might ask a few. Is that okay? Are you going to make my mom come back?" Terry knelt down. "I'm going to make sure you're safe. That's my first job. Then we'll find your mom. She'll come back. She always comes back. I know, sweetheart. But until she does, you can't be alone in that apartment. Is there family? Grandparents? Aunts or uncles?" "My grandma, my mom's mom. She lives in Hinton. Her name is Donna. Donna Blankenship. I know her number too. My mom made me memorize it. 304466. That's perfect. We'll call your grandma." While Terry made the call, the deputy went up to the apartment. He came back 10 minutes later and pulled Peele aside. "Kids telling the truth. Apartment's empty. Fridge is open. Milk's gone bad. Couple condiments. Half a bag of rice on the counter. The bed in the kid's room is made neat. Like he's been making it every morning even though nobody's there to see it." That detail stayed with Peele for a long time. The made bed. An 8-year-old boy alone in an apartment for 4 days, and every morning he made his bed. Because that's what you do. Because his mother taught him to make his bed, and he kept doing it even when she wasn't there, because the routine was the only thing that still felt normal. Brindle, who'd been standing by the door with the grocery bags, said quietly, "My kid can't make his bed when I'm standing in the room telling him to." Nobody laughed. It wasn't funny. It was the saddest thing anyone had said all afternoon. If Asphalt Angels has become part of your week, consider joining the channel membership. Just a couple bucks a month keeps these stories coming. Links below. Now, back to the ending. Donna Blankenship answered on the second ring. When Terry explained the situation, there was a silence on the line that lasted 4 seconds. 4 seconds of a grandmother processing that her daughter had left her grandson alone for 4 days. 4 seconds of fury and heartbreak occupying the same space. "I'm leaving now. Hinton to Beckley is 45 minutes. I'll be there in 30. She made it in 28. Donna Blankenship was 62 years old, retired from the post office, and drove a burgundy Ford Taurus that she parked at an angle across 2 spots in the gravel lot because she was in a hurry and parking didn't matter. She got out of the car and she didn't look at the shop or the bikers or the deputy or the caseworker. She looked at Wyatt. He was sitting in a folding chair by the bay door, Diesel in his lap, a half-eaten apple in one hand and a Capri Sun in the other. When he saw his grandmother, he didn't jump up. He didn't run. He set the apple down carefully on the chair arm. He moved Diesel off his lap gently. He stood up, and he walked to her at the pace of a boy who had been waiting 4 days for someone to show up and had taught himself not to expect it. "Grandma." Donna dropped to both knees on the gravel. She was crying before she touched him. She pulled him in and held him against her chest and rocked him, and he let her. He didn't cry. He just let her hold him, his chin on her shoulder, his eyes open, looking at the sky like he'd been holding his breath for 4 days and was only now exhaling. "I'm here, baby. I've got you. You're coming home with me." "For how long?" "For as long as you need. Forever, if that's what it takes." "What about Mom?" Donna closed her eyes. "We'll figure that out. But right now, you and me, okay? You and me." Okay. She held him on the gravel for a long time. The deputy stood by his car. Terry stood by hers. Peele leaned against the bay door with his arms crossed and his jaw clenched, and Brindle stood next to him with the watermelon still in his hands because he'd never actually set it down. Donna stood up, took Wyatt's hand, walked toward Peele. "You're the one who fed him?" "Yes, ma'am." "He sat outside your shop for 3 days, and you fed him on day 4. It wasn't an accusation, but it landed like one. Peele felt it. 3 days. The boy had been right there, across the lot, visible from the bay door, and Peele had noticed him on Monday and done nothing until Thursday. 3 days of noticing and waiting and assuming someone else would handle it. "Should have been day 1, Peele said. "Yeah," Donna said. "Not mean, just honest." "But you did it. That's what matters. A lot of people would have kept working and never walked across that lot." "He was sitting on my curb. That made him my problem." "He's not a problem. He's a boy." "Yes, ma'am. He's a good one." Donna loaded Wyatt into the Taurus. Wyatt buckled himself in, then rolled down the window and looked at Peele. "Can I come visit Diesel?" Peele looked at the dog, who was standing at the edge of the lot, watching the car like he was losing his best friend. "Kid, Diesel's going to be real upset if you don't." Wyatt's mother, Shelby Lynn Blankenship, 29, was located 6 days later in a motel in Charleston. She was alive. She was struggling with things that Peele didn't feel were his story to tell, because they were hers and Wyatt's and Donna's, and the details of a mother's worst chapter don't belong in a stranger's mouth. What mattered was this: she was alive, she was getting help, and the road back to her son was going to be long, but it existed. When Donna told Wyatt they'd found his mother, the boy asked one question: "Is she okay?" Not, "When is she coming home?" Not, "Can I see her?" "Is she okay?" 8 years old, alone for 4 days, rationing peanut butter, and his first question about the woman who left him was whether she was okay. Donna had to leave the room for that one. Peele heard about it later and sat in his shop for a while with Diesel and didn't say anything to anyone for the rest of the afternoon. Charges were filed: child neglect, abandonment of a minor, contributing to the delinquency of a minor. A judge in Raleigh County awarded temporary custody to Donna, while Shelby Lynn completed a court-ordered program. The apartment in Stonewall, Building C, number 7, the one with the empty fridge and the bad milk and the half bag of rice that an 8-year-old didn't know how to cook, was vacated. Donna went in with Terry to collect Wyatt's things. She said the bed was still made. The Raleigh Ridge MC started a program called Day 1. Named for the day Peele should have walked across the lot and didn't. Named for the lesson that when you notice something wrong, you don't wait for day 2 or day 3 or day 4. You act on day 1. The program placed bright orange stickers in businesses across Beckley: shops, diners, gas stations, laundromats. The sticker read, "See a child alone. Don't wait. Ask today, not tomorrow." 1 year later, Wyatt was living with Donna in Hinton. He was in 4th grade. He had friends, real friends, the kind who came over after school and ate snacks at the kitchen table and made noise in the house. Donna said the noise was the best part. That apartment was so quiet when I went in to get his things. No TV, no music, just quiet. A house with a child in it should never be that quiet. He played baseball, catcher, because he liked being behind the plate where he could see everything coming. Nothing got past him. Every pitch, every runner, every signal from the coach. His teammates said he had eyes in the back of his head. Wyatt said he just paid attention. He'd spent 4 days paying attention to a road, waiting for a car. Paying attention was the one skill he'd never stop practicing. The coach told Donna after a game, "Your grandson reads the field like a kid twice his age." "He reads everything like a kid twice his age," Donna said. "That's not a compliment. That's what happens when a child has to grow up too fast." Donna said he was doing well. The therapist said he was doing remarkably well. Wyatt said he was fine, which meant he was working on it. Fine was his word for, "I'm not ready to talk about it, but I'm not falling apart either," and Donna had learned to accept fine as enough for now. He visited the shop every other Saturday when Donna drove to Beckley for groceries. Diesel would hear the Taurus pulling into the lot and be at the door before Wyatt got out of the car. The boy and the dog would sit on the curb, same spot. But now it was a choice, not a last resort. Now there was a grandmother waiting in the Taurus reading a book. Now there was a fridge full of food at home. Now there was a bed that someone else noticed was made. Wyatt started helping around the shop. Small things at first, sorting bolts, sweeping the floor, holding a flashlight while Peele reached into an engine case. Then bigger things. Peele showed him how to check oil levels, how to clean a carburetor, how to tell the difference between a Sportster and a Dyna by the sound of the engine. Wyatt absorbed it all. He had the focus of a kid who'd spent 4 days alone with nothing to do and had promised himself he'd never be bored again. "You're pretty good with your hands," Peele told him once. "I had a lot of practice doing nothing. Now I want to do everything." Peele taught him how to cook rice, stood right there in the shop's back room with the microwave and the hot plate, and showed him 1 cup rice, 2 cups water, bring it to a boil, turn it down, cover it, wait. 15 minutes. "That's it?" Wyatt said. "That's it." "I sat in the apartment looking at that bag of rice for 2 days, and it was that easy?" A lot of things are easier than they look when someone shows you how. Wyatt's mom was 14 months into her program. She was doing the work. She called Wyatt every Tuesday and Thursday. The calls were short at first, 5 minutes of awkward silence and, "I love you," and, "I love you too," and neither of them knowing what came after that. Then they got longer. She'd ask about school. He'd tell her about a test, or a friend, or something Diesel did. She'd laugh, and the laugh would crack at the edges, because laughing with your son on the phone when you can't be in the same room is its own kind of pain. Then the calls got easier. Wyatt told her about baseball, how the coach said he had the best arm on the team, how he'd caught a foul tip bare-handed, and it didn't even hurt that much. She told him about her day, the small victories that don't sound like much to anyone else, but mean everything when you're rebuilding a life from the foundation up. One Tuesday, she said, "I'm proud of you, Wyatt." He said, "I'm proud of you too, Mom." There was a long silence. Then she said, "You shouldn't have to be proud of your mother for doing the things mothers are supposed to do." "Maybe not, but I am anyway." They were rebuilding something that had broken, and rebuilding is slower than breaking, but it's possible. Every Tuesday and Thursday call was a brick. Every "I love you" at the end was mortar. The structure wasn't finished. It might never look like it did before. But it was standing, and sometimes standing is enough. "Do you think she'll come back for real this time?" Wyatt asked Peele once, sitting on the curb, Diesel between them. "I think she's trying, kid." Trying isn't the same as doing. No, but it's the step before doing. You can't do without trying first. Wyatt thought about that. Petted Diesel. Looked at the road, the same road he'd watched for 4 days hoping to see his mother's car. "I still watch for her car sometimes, when Grandma drives me here. I look at the road and I check for her car. I know she's not coming from that direction. I know she's in Charleston, but I still look." "That's okay. Is it?" "Yeah, kid, it is. Be the one who walks across the lot on day 1. Thank you for watching this story. If it reminded you that a child sitting quietly in the same spot every day might not be waiting for a ride, but waiting for someone to notice, please share it. Subscribe to Asphalt Angels for more stories, proving that the question you almost didn't ask might be the most important one of someone's life. Tell us in the comments, have you ever noticed something and waited too long to ask?